Welcome to 032 Conversations, the podcast where we talk to creatives, see how they live, and how they do their work. I'm your host, Carlo Villarica. I remember when I was in high school, I think it was like fourth year high school or something. And then we went into this barber shop across CIC, this little barber shop, and then my friends were there, and they all suggested I should just shave my head. I think it was as a joke. I'm not sure, but I did it. And then from then on, I had a shaved head for maybe, I don't know, like for a long time, like for my whole high school. I think most of my college life. And even after college, I just had a shaved head. And then the reason for that was that I just didn't want to bother thinking about my hair at all. So my routine was I'd shave my head, and then once it would get to a certain length, I would have it cut. And then that would happen like maybe every 6 months, every 5 months. And the whole point was that so I wouldn't have to think about it. I wouldn't have to think about my hair. I mean, I just didn't really, enjoy the experience all that much. But then eventually, I realized that I was getting older, and you hair it until you don't. No, but like there was a possibility that one of these days the hair on top of my head was just gonna disappear, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I probably, if this is the last few years of decent hair, and then I may as well grow it out. But past few years I've had a good mop of hair in my head, but I've never really enjoyed the experience of going into a barber shop. Like sometime before, back in the day, I'd fall asleep. I just get so bored. That's why I appreciate this new proliferation of barber shops that's been coming up around the city. And in my eyes, got started by TUF. That's when they started opening up branches, and particularly, I wrote about them. I'll link to it in the show notes. I actually also really like the easy, they have like a menu in their shops, and then you can just say, oh, I want this type of haircut. And then that menu made it so much easier in my eyes as to how to let people cut my hair. So I remember that. I remember that standing out the first time I went there. And then, of course, it had a totally different style that I felt was pretty cool. And turns out, I feel like it matches my head. I don't really know. This rise of a certain style that they call the fade. Well, you could trace you could trace the origin of that style here in Cebu. Obviously, it's not a new style, but you could trace that from this guy, this barber. His name's Willow Hoods. In fact, he's the only barber I know. And he's done a great job of branding himself, being a part of TUF, which now has branches all over the city. They started out in Escario, and then now I think they have like almost 10 branches. I think in Iloilo too, I'm not sure. That style of haircut turned into some sort of movement. And now, a lot of people are sporting that look, that fade look. So if you're looking for a haircut, yeah, try it out there. It's that's where we've been going. And then my son, when you have a kid, it's sometimes new experiences are difficult. Like we're at this phase where he doesn't want to try a lot of new stuff. So we've been going to the TUF branch in IT Park. And then the first time we brought him there, wow, he screaming, crying. It was an ordeal. It was like that, I think, for like the first 3 or 4 times. And we went there recently. It was cool. Like he finally calmed down, and then he went on the chair, and he looked really serious, but he wasn't crying or anything. And they were just cutting his hair. I think it was important for us that we just kept going back to the same branch over and over again, so that, like in that IT Park branch, they have a chessboard, and then so when we're like, oh, my kid's name's Manu. One of my kids' name's Manu, and this one he's like, Manu, let's cut your hair. And he's like, oh yeah, let's play chess too. They have a chessboard there in that shop, so we've been going there. But if you're not looking for a haircut and you just want a good cup of coffee, go to Degree 9 Coffee. Yeah, it's in Degree 9 Coffee. It's a good between commodity and specialty coffee. So if you're intimidated by specialty coffee, want to try it out, you can go to Degree 9, try out the specialty coffee, and if it's not your thing, you can go get a little frap. Degree 9 Coffee is located in the Gagfa Tower in F. Cabahog Street, Mobolo, Cebu City. They're sponsoring this episode of 032 Conversations. And wow, I just realized I should be drinking a cup of coffee. It's early in the morning, and a good cup of coffee would be nice. Maybe I'll head over to the Degree 9 Coffee. Good coffee. They have a little brew bar. They have an espresso bar. You can get fraps. They've got breakfast, a little bacon and egg over rice. It's cool too because that branch is there in Gagfa, Degree 9 Gagfa. It's nice and quiet. It's a good place to hole up and just do work or study or whatever it is you guys do in coffee shops. Degree 9 Coffee. Give them a visit. Before we get to the episode, if this is your first time to listen to 032 Conversations, subscribe. We're in any podcast app, anywhere you can find podcasts, and then you can even listen to us in Spotify. In Spotify, the past few months, we started in February, so I don't advertise the Spotify link of 032 Conversations that much. And it's surprising because in the first month, I think we had like less than 100 downloads or something. And then every month in Spotify, it's been going up and up and up and up and up. And I think this is like I think last month they had like 500 plus downloads. I mean, I don't typically listen to podcasts on Spotify, but if you do, go ahead, listen to us on Spotify, subscribe to the podcast. We'll release an episode every Tuesday. Let's get to my interview with Willow Hoods. What time did you get up there?
Around 5.
Oh, ba?
Even before nabot si baby. Like, I always wake up like 5 a.m. in the morning.
You wake up at 5?
And I sleep around 7.
7 in the evening? Ha, bitaw?
7, 8. But if na yung mga lakaw, usually diha na ma-extend like 10 max.
Oh ba? Early sleeper, ha? 7, gabiha ng 7.
Even before itong mga gig, kung magtukar uli.
Mo ba, dili ka mo hang out or anything? Boy, kato sa una, kami mag-gig, like, after the gig, maybe an hour or 2 or 3 pa of magstorya-storya, inom-inom. So, ikaw mo uli or gid ka?
Unless if dugay ka,
ang imong schedule.
O kinalasan ka, or,
Ngano man na ba, na-curious ko? Ngano man? Why so?
Wala lang. Maybe nasa work, wala, kailangan mo ulig sa'yo.
Kay, karon I noticed, like, when I got married and then I got a kid, nakabantay ko nga, wala mo ko yung time for myself, na ako ra isa ba? So, mo to, nagsugod na ko mataog sa'yo. Well, but not as early as you. Ikaw, 5. Ako, mga 6. Ana?
Bro, okay naman siguro ng 6.
Yeah. No, but like, that's what I like the mornings for, ba? Kanang at least more mapakay tao. Bisag na kayo mga 30 minutes or an hour of like, maglingkod niya, ikaw ra isa. Oh. Do you do that in the mornings or wala ra? Kanang...
Kayo. Like, I think more ng time na maka-reflect yun ko kung asa ko, like, karoon, like, personal, private life. Ano ba, like, kayo mo jog ko every morning. Like, dako kayo siya tabang na ko ang jogging.
Oh, ba?
Aside lang sa health and
Oh, yeah.
everything, but
Mentally.
it gets me think a lot, like sagol-sagol, creatively, sa business, what to do next.
Yeah, because I would imagine, which we will get to, no? Is busy kay mong days, kay daghan kay kag stuff on your plate, no? You're a few businesses, and then, of course, you have a new kid, no? Which is like a few, nagkatala ko sa mga Instagram, mga few days older. Yung anak.
Kayo. Si
So, congrats on the,
thank you.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
What's the name?
Felipe.
Felipe.
Felipe. Everyone's wondering, Felipe na, karaan na. But, wala lang. Ganahan lang ko old.
Kanang more traditional-ish.
Then Felipe, then my last name, Navaja. Wala na yung mga middle, like, mga char-char sa name ba na tagas. Pero okay naman, but ganahan ko na.
Bit of faith. So, also for the podcast, can you state your name and what you do?
Okay, I'm Willow Hoods. And I'm the creative director of TUF Barbershop and co-founder of The Good Neighborhood.
Okay. But Willow Hoods is not your real...
Yeah, like Hoods is like my ultimate favorite band. 90s, sorry.
What ba?
Straight edge, hardcore, punk.
Hoods? I've never heard of this. Like, Hoods.
Hoods.
That's the name of the band. So what's your real name? Or you don't want that out?
Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay.
I want to keep it a secret. Only a few people really know my real name.
Sige.
I want to make it
so Hoods.
mysterious.
That's what's a name? Like your favorite band.
And Willow is, kung panahon pa sa StarCraft, then instead of typing in my real name, akong na-type kay Willow. Then since ato, so magduwa mi, Willow. So, until
more lagi mong username sa StarCraft. StarCraft 1?
Oh, then Counter, Dota.
Kay, it seems to me, we were talking off mic before ba? Nga, kanang, I was reading a little bit about you, no? And it seems like kanang music has a big impact on the way you live your life and your choices also, no? Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, how's music been a big influence on you? Like, you name your name Willow Hoods. Hoods is what's a good?
Like my favorite
your
band.
Favorite band.
Yeah, one of my favorite.
One of your favorite bands. So how's music made an impact on your life, man?
Okay. Started with when I met Paul Oriano, who is a tattoo artist now. I really don't know anything about that heavy music. Then before in line siya for alcohol, drugs, and then when I met Paul, he introduced me straight edge, which is if you are into heavy music or any metal band, you don't really need to go with the flow na may inom sa ka, manigarilyo. You can just listen to the music and then live a healthy life.
So, murag straight edge is, as far as I understand, murag dili ka mo smoke, dili ka mo do drugs, dili ka mo do alcohol. I guess in a way like clean living.
Yeah, something like that.
Because before you thought of music as kana like kanang it was, and in many ways it still is until now. Like it's kanang when you have like like the term sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No, murag it's.
I love the kanang every time maka-react ang tao ba like I look, or maybe this is the way I carry myself, and then when they get to know me that I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs, like okay, I don't.
Oh yeah,
I like the surprise, but from the.
Was that like a conscious choice yun on your end?
At
to do that?
I was really straight na punk, hardcore, straight edge, and then every time ego trap ba na if you get to know people who drink alcohol kay mo silang konon, but as I mature, I get to have an open mind. You don't really have to, you get to understand them, and it's your choice na naglana ka. So I get to be more conscious. I wanna mosabot ko nila in a way.
Yeah, bitaw ba kay ako like growing up here in Cebu ba, and then I mean I'll drink. I don't smoke, but kind of growing up here in Cebu, especially like in high school. Or I guess also in college, no? Kanang, when you're out with your friends and then automatic, oh bay, tagay ta, and then like you're there. Onya, it's such a communal experience. It feels like you're missing out, good, if you're not part of that circle, or like kanang, passing the glass along, no? And then I feel like, I guess everywhere in the world, no? Where you're most everywhere anyway. Kanang. It's part of the culture to like drink alcohol at the very least, no? Yeah, somehow you were able. Pero so sa una, you used to do that, or then
Mosad, pag sugod sa bata pa ko, I don't also drink alcohol and I don't smoke.
So you kept it like that.
Like murag mahadlo ko like sabuan nila mama, papa. And then mas nisamot siya, mas nilawom siya when I get to know or to find out about hardcore na straight edge na lifestyle. And then after the positive impact sa music, it's not just shouting there, it's more of kanang sometimes the lyrics is about against eating meat, about veganism. So like you get to see them like sa show, mash pit, like wild, but
grabe gid kayo.
It's just how they express from the stress sa world, so they get to do that sa show. So I mean Western influence siya, but lahi siya pagkadala dire sa atua sa atua na scene, like dugay naman gyud ni like na may SRA, like if you get to know that production, Brother Carlo, diba, SRA, like straight, like hardcore mga bands, they have mga manukar, and I thought that it's like the same way of how they cope with mga new kids, but like katong bag-o mi na banda, I thought na unana siya ka embracing community sa ato ba, but it's not there. Like dito ko na surprise, and that's the way mo nang usa sa rason na mura ko stay away sa anang pag-label sa myself na straight edge. But now I label myself as a person na di mo inom, di lang mo ligarilyo, instead of calling it straight edge. Kay what weird mo to na era sa ato na community, kay ako lang experience, like
sure,
kami kinaunhan, but we think Charles sa una usa sa nagda sa SRA na gitagan mig opportunity to play nagig like if you're a hardcore band, one of your goal siguro like gagmay na goal is makatukar sa SRA. So, moto, excited kay may practice.
Under Tiger Pusin,
Dili, like, katupang tableo na banda. So, naiunang band, which is dugan na sigtukar sa una. Dugan kay tao. Dito pa to sa Scario, sa to na venue. Then, so, murag nakulbaan ko kay daghan kay man. So, katong kami na, kinanggawa sila tanan. Yeah. Kami pero kami, bahala na kanang dayon yapon, tukar yapon. What? Like, nabiha din, di siya, like, supposed to be, like, karon ako nakaamgo na, like, mo nang every time na nako'y buhaton, or every time na I get to meet kanang new sa community or sa scene, ako gid siyang i-embrace, kung tag doon, di ko ganan mo alienate ba kay,
you know what it feels like? No?
Dili gyud ka makalimot ba. Nagtuyok ra biya ang kalibutan.
Mo gyud.
So
okay, yeah, but like I playing music in Cebu can be
inyuhan lang street edge kami na bahala na mo diha. Murag na lang na kuan ba.
Street edge dito ang SRA?
Like na may group sa street edge, lahi sa murag siguro kay mga bata pa sa nakasabot ko ba like dito when you're young and you get to understand things differently. And then when you get old, kaya makarealize ka sa youth man dito ang gihimo. Then,
yeah, I find like there are a lot of things that I thought were important when I was younger. And then,
drop the nun.
oh, in reality, dili man di ay important at all. Like, wala gyud niya karon kay, you know. And then as I'm sure you kanang found out, like for me, what's important now is, you know, like akong family, akong kids, akong wife, Mariana ba?
Happy lang kasi mong gibuhat.
Mo gyud kana.
I use the influence of katong mga nakat-on ako na mga ways of living as ana na music or ana na lifestyle in my life. And ako impact yun sa akong gibuhat, like staying positive. So
yeah, and then I also noticed, so kato lagi, like you mentioned, basta happy lang kasi mong kanang gibuhat. And then so I read somewhere nga murag before you got into kanang, I'm not sure what the word is honestly, by barbering.
Yes.
When you first got into barbering, you were actually in the corporate world for
almost
like 10 years or something. Oh, so more. Can you talk about that? So how did you get from? Were you like a BPO, like in the BPO industry?
Okay, nung pa ko makita ko nimo sa video. Like unana, imagine na unana kagamay ang kalibutan ba, and then
maglinya de kus video. Gabiha ka.
Sakto ba ko like diba sa video?
Oh yeah, di ba I hated lining up in video. As in, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Paglaso na ko na kumpanya ang Auto Solution. So I stayed there. There's a BPO, 3 companies ra ko. Like, okay, like also naman aron like hopping, but I really stayed like sa akong first company of People Support. I stayed with them for like 6 years then. And then when it bought by AGs, then may mga nausab sa mga medical benefits, and I have a dependent like my parents na mga pre-existing na mga sakit, so dili daw ma-cover, so I moved to JP Morgan. Timely sad na bag-o pa siya. Nindot og offer. Stayed with them for like 2.5. Then na-close ang mga account na collections, and I moved to Auto Solution as a QA specialist. Then stayed with them for 2 years.
So
long term.
What made you
move to how I found my like somehow calling like barbering. Actually, ganang 10 years na ako as a like diha na life na stage is dagan tabo, but I can't really kanang lisod na ko og subay ba how it mold me and it made me think of what to do good sa akong life. But just to make it short, like again, foundation is still music, because if na ako sa office, I listen to like I watch interviews, I watch documentaries, and then somehow I get inspired by people, maybe dili local, but naa sila sa other side of the world. And then I found this article or a photo of one of my favorite bands again, which is More Than Life. He was saying thank you to his barber, and then it gave me the idea. Cool bitaw no if na barber na influence to this lifestyle ba. In the beginning, I wanted to be a barber for those people na mahilig og tattoo or into heavy music. Okay, I can relate man. Like for example, ako sa una, kung naigig kay mo patupig ko, ato ko sa bench, but inigabot sa practice. Mo ana sila, wilong duta ning tupi, musulti ko sa barbero naman eh. I always wonder nga mauwaw mo ko no na dito ko sa bench amo day kay wala siya connection every time na magpakita og reference kay mo ra bokalista sa banda, but wala ang mutupin ako kanang pinapiolo like so murag kaya diha lang murag bitaw no I'm gonna try kanang cutting
no,
hair.
I get that because you're right, because here's the thing that I realized. Well, not realized, but like, I credit you, at least in my eyes, huh? Because there's this whole like style that came out in the past few years. And then, it seemed to I just noticed it. I don't really know what to call that style, Pagid. It's like this. It looks like a classic kind of cut, no? But also at the same time weirdly modern. I don't understand. Murag, it's like a classic cut, but it's also like shiny. I don't really know how to explain it. And then I only notice. I guess I don't really know, because I'm not a historian or anything. But like it in my eyes, it seemed to come out at the same time when I started seeing you pop out doing kanang cutting hair, no? That particular, is there a word for it? Is there
like they call it the fade.
Like the fade. Yeah.
Fade.
Kind of that look ba. And then it seems like either you were the beginning or you were there in the very beginning of that. Like even before TUF came out, Murag, it was you would see it there, but like dili pa kay daghan. And then when TUF opened, there was an avenue finally for all of these people to go to a place and then just
get that haircut.
Get that cut. So that's right, because if you, but like, nothing against bench, but it doesn't have that. It doesn't have those roots, ba? Iyang roots kay, artista, ana.
So, ang roots, so if before pa ni TUF, ang dihagid na so good, like, ang akong idea to get to learn that haircut kay every time ang patupi sa kuan na mamo na akong reference, and even if dili gyud makuha kay malipay na ko, so I tried to learn it. So while I'm doing my job sa office, then my schedule is 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. man. So after work, diretso ko sa when I was searching how to I get to know man online na naa barbering school sa US or even sa Europe, then maybe naa sa diri. So I googled barbering school, so ni come up si TESDA.
So niadto kag TESDA?
Niadto kag TESDA. So I asked how much ang training fee, which is if dili gyud ka sure sa mong gibuhat, dili gyud ka mudayon. Kay
dako ang training fee?
Di mo batan-on pa mo good. Usually if nakay kwarta, especially 13th month, kaya akong 13th month mo na akong gigasto ato.
So like what? 15, 20,000?
Almost 20, 25.
Mo ba? Oh, wow.
So if you di ba? May pag ako ni ilaag di ba ako sure ni akong gibuhat, but I did like give it a shot and then enrolled myself to learn how to cut and get to learn the fade. And nagtuo ko na gitudlo na siya. Okay, it's an old craft man, technique. Sa una pa, then mura siya gibalik lang ba, and mura gipulihan lang ang laing driver na bag-o na batanon. Mura gi-package as modern, but it's really panahon pa sa gubat, like mo na ginang haircut sa atong mga ancestor. So mo to
gitudlo nila.
Day one sa training, ana ko, sir, tudlo ko ng fade, sir, ha. Ang tubag man sa mga maestro na unsa ng fade. So it's something really new when I was starting. So akong technique to learn the fade is watch YouTube sa office, even if dili pwede kay you're working on. So eventually na warningan gigo na nakadawat gyud ko warning, pero okay ra man sad. So again, so sa office learn the technique, bought my own clipper. Then school excited gyud ko, grabe di na ako ma-explain unsa ko ka-happy ato na day. Then
when you bought your clipper.
And then during the first day, I get to haircut. I do a haircut man for the first time. Then gituo ko na nay model, sus ikaw day mangita, and that's in the middle of kolon mo yun ang eskwelahan. And my goal is to cut 10 heads a day man. Ako syaro di ginoon ako makuha ang technique. If repetition, para na repetition na ang technique. So nagsuwat ko free haircut, na-assign
sa Colon?
Mo ito ko gawa sa UC Colon.
Mo ba?
Free haircut.
Mo ba?
Ula! Huwag tayo nga wala. Simbi, sa gabi, like, mag-close na eskwelahan. Hindi, napo, good. Like, ako lang, kompleto.
You get 10 people, yaman na.
I wish na, kaya naman ito yung nag-selfie na ako, nagpo-photo, free haircut. I wish na ako i-copy ato na photo ba. Kaya nindota siya na.
Oh my God. No,
so after ato, then every time na makita ko may instruments mo, tupihay, kaya maglinya diri, and it's really new, good. Like, even katong mga barbers na 20 years na, grabe na sila like mga OG gina barbers so good nimo kay murag taas mo gina sila og murag pride sa ilang craft, so say kay dili pa kay sila mo take ano ba, pero it's really new. And then when I'm confident na to do a haircut outside sa school, wala na akong makabalik to finish the course. Sige naman ko book. And then abot sa point na mag-inquiry ko og almost 300 a week.
What, 300 people a week?
A week.
Huh? Mo ba? And then you were doing this kanang you were going to them?
Actually, kadiyot naman yun siya. Like, ang increment, nagpataas dahil like 60 to 100, naabot og 300.
People?
Then,
no?
in time na sad na, moto, like, our CEO, si Stuart Yolanda, or the White Mamba.
I played basketball with Stu once.
So offered me this, hey Willow, I have this idea to open up a barbershop and then you teach this fade.
How did you know him?
Clients na siya sa una. So
okay.
that's how it started, me and Stu. And then we got in Ken and Chad Manzo sa group.
Kamor opat.
Then ay mga silent investors lang. But the rest is history na. Wala na.
Oh, but wait, so you were learning how to do the fade, no? And then, you're giving out free haircuts in Colon.
Actually, dili pa gyud siya fade. Like, confident lang gyud ko ba na I'm doing the right thing. Then,
you're still learning.
I'm still learning. But, again, before ni TUF, it's a new way of, or lahi siya na look. So my goal is to educate people na, hey, this is the right haircut for men. So free ang sugo. Then if mobalik na sila og patupi, dihan na sila mobayad.
Yeah.
And then if na event, I do pop up. Even if ako mobayad sa booth, free haircut ko. It's like awareness lang ba na there's this thing going on. And then eventually, ang mga tao makuryoso na, even if dili sila mo patupi, makita lang na, look, yawa itong tupihay. For sure, when they get to go home, mag-google gana siya, do a new haircut. Okay, mo today.
Because, so how did you get, so from there, you were doing these pop-ups, you were trying to, and then of course, getting better and better all the time, no? And then, from there, how did people know to contact you for this kind of haircut?
Social media,
so like your friends first, your referral, and after a while, like sigirag ka, it became too crazy.
Like I also know the games on social media, but even if you get only 5 likes and then you tag one person, for sure, yung network makita sad.
So Facebook.
Facebook. So that's how it works. And then people really get curious, but even if they
it doesn't look like anything's happening, but behind the scenes,
see it.
Yeah, because it gets like the reason why I feel like the reason why you're in my radar is so that because somehow I would just see it come out, no?
Like I know how I will
there was some thought into it also. It wasn't just chamba lang. There was some work done on your end. And then okay. So I had a so how did you when did you decide to quit your job?
I decided a year after ni TUF, because TUF is getting bigger. And
so after TUF opened, 1 year later you decided to quit.
Because they offer me man to at least dili sa gumagmahay ba nagbiya. I still get to have the same benefit. Which is mga good akong ganahan so good. Like of course nabi ako yung mga dependents so like adulting. So dapat secure gid sila before Nang dili gid siya like work hard gid tanan ba? Like work smart so good.
Bitaw. And then because that was a smart thing to do because TUF now has how many branches?
7 and then there's 3 more pa. So
bitaw, marang naidako gid siya and then more in terms of that style ba, and then that culture also, not even more than the style, more like that type of culture. Because before that, if you wanted if you wanted to have your hair cut, you were going to like, I guess, bench or kana mga it didn't have this. I don't know what the word is for it, but like kanang more this hip, kanang newish culture. Kanang like what you were saying, like at first you wanted to cut the hair of kanang people who have tattoos, who skate, who are into music.
Kaya ako'y niche na market yun na ganahan mo, but when I got on board sa TUF, the combination yun is right, like si Stu, si Ken, ako, and the network that we have, and then we infused the grabe na service aside sa great haircut. So nindot yun siya na combination. So that's what makes it really, di siya tangible, wala siya feeling na yun siya na di big kita tanan kasabot anang fade kay kami sa if sa mata sa barber kabawgi mi yun sa mga kuwang, but ang customer gid like of course
tinood kay, to be honest, ako, I'm a customer, but I don't know anything about. You're probably the only barber that I know. you know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't occurred to me ever ba. Yeah.
Weird dito kay di mo kay kisad kay ko ano like particular na dapat naagi ko barber na balik-balikan.
Ayan to know right naagi daghan tawo nga no? In fact, like, kanang grabe sa ka-loyal sa barber sa like, if the barber changes store, then they will go. Yeah. But like, for me, whoever is free. So how did you, well, I was gonna ask you, how did you differentiate yourself, no? But I guess it's really also that style. That whole style was totally different when you were doing it, no? For cutting hair is more than just cutting hair, diba? It's...
When I do my haircut, I take really time. That's why what's make my price like this, because I take so much time to perfect the haircut. So, and also to control my schedule, because sometimes I handle at least 3. Kaya naman ko yung mga needs na mo arise diha dayon sa TUF, which I need to address right away ba. So that's why how I manage my kanang.
So you're still doing the kanang what do you call that? The house calls ba na siya?
Now rarely, only weddings. Kaya mga weddings. Ganahan ko basta mga weddings.
I've seen some of those.
Grabe siya na experience.
I've seen some of those kana naka sa wedding, no? Cool biya to niya, like daghan kay syempre lingaw kay nasa wedding photographer, so kwaon gid niya ang tanan, the whole experience.
Sumoto. Mana. Interesting.
Pero and then from my understanding, you also train the.
Yes, before ma-open ang shop, ang bago na shop na murag barber, we call it barber trade test. That's how I transfer my skills to the new barbers. Di sila new, but kasagaran karaan. But it's like mura naman sila application na kailangan lang i-update, so dali ra gyud nila makuha. Maybe in time nauban makuha din, but nauban takes time pa.
So you're like the quality person, kanang mo check yun ka.
Quality, HR.
Oh. So how did Sonibay, the good neighborhood, come about?
Yes, grabe na story. Kay when I went full time with barbering, that's kay ang reason na nangita ko og something to do, like my passion is kind of like ni plateau na bigid ko sa akong like routinary na lang yun ang trabaho, day job. So, nangita ako. So, na full-time si barbering. So, nabot sa siya sa point na muna siya normal na lang sa thing na akong gibuhat. So, sometimes, I feel discomfort every time na makomportable ko sa kabutang na akong gihimo. So, duga na sa gyudan ako na vision na ganahan sa kong na retail store since ganahan mo sa gyud mga local shirts or brands. So, what if mangita open ko retail store na gamay lang, ana. So mo to nangita ko, but before pa naabot, kami ta ni France magkuyog. So na katong yang i-mention na naa siya nakitaan sa Mango, dako ito na area nindot sa digid. Sa Vienna Cafe sa Mango ba na? Vienna sa third floor.
So third floor third floor of that building.
Then
okay.
Tungaon na ta na mo, but na ako'y ganahan gusto sa akong tindahan good na dili ko ganahan na mahal ang abang, kaysa ang abang ato is 60. Then 3 months advance, 3 months deposit, kana plandahan kay mura patyo na
ka ba. And also, you're inside a building on the third floor.
Dako, ito siya na space. So, when we were talking ni France, anak ko na murag dili kay na nako ideal na rate, but ganahan gid ko. Pero hadlok lang ko kay mura man siya side hustle gyapon ako good. So, well, I said no ni France. So, na-open si Pacific Originals diha sa may Raman, which is happy sa gigi ko. Kaya igo naman sa mi nagsunod. Kaya after ato, sige ko pangita og spot. So, I walk around Mangko to Jones to Iscario just to find that ideal range na budget o place ba. Usually, ang budget na lang gani ang ginahon na. Una akong ganahon na indot na building or ana. Basta na lang sakto na like presyo ana ba kay I don't want to sacrifice creativity sa business good kay sometimes basig unsa na lang baligya niya na ako sa tindahan kay tungod din na ako
kay ma-pressure na noon ka to take over the overhead.
Kay ganahan ko na certain image si Good Neighborhood. So last day na gid to, like I'm about to give up na gid sa plan to open a retail store kay okay makitaan, but luckily, naku nakitaan sa Capitol Centrum, Scario gyapon, but it's street na siya na di ka magdahom na naade siya. So pag ato na kita ko like 10K ang abang, but again 3 months advance, 2 months deposit, which is bugat-bugat gyapon ako, but ready na tagi ko mo sukol around 7:09 gito sa gabi. Padung na ko uli. No, kita mo babae na padung gid butang for rent. Ibutan na. Pila rent ninyo. Ano siya? It's like renting a room. So
mga 10K, ana?
Less than.
Ba?
Less than. So, 1 month advance, 1 month deposit. So,
dili kay bugat in the beginning.
So, matrabaho na ko siya for renovation, yun. So, moto. Lagi para imuha, yun eh.
Yeah, because I think I've been there before it was the Good Neighborhood.
Yung gabi, pag ito ako baon sa look.
So around the area,
sa
mga resident.
ba?
So
pag bunta, chuya day, marag oriental.
Yeah.
So, nanay character da ng
I think I was there before. It used to be like a manpower services office,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. Kana, kuha magyaya nga. No?
Hindi pag stricto ang landlady na mo, so okay kayo.
No, and then so that's how you found the space, and then that's when you decided you to do it. No? And then, so...
Then ano sa good idea na brands, nagipang contact yun before pa ko nakitag space, like murag I was, looks like na murag sure nagig ko sa akong plano, but nagi-upat ka brands na ako gi-contact daan. So,
yeah, so how did that happen? How did you get to, because you must have at this point, I don't know, 20, I have no idea. A lot of brands, diba?
Brands, like more than 20, 28 brands. So, ako lang silang gipili based on my taste sa clothing and how they work with their brand, like DIY. Most of them are from Malolos, Bulacan man. Wala kay sila matagad na community dito, which is ako sa gida kay ganahan mo ko sa ilang aesthetic sa shirt. So 4 brands, okay ra ko ani upat ka buo for a start. So,
yeah, how does it work, man? Usually is it consignment or you just buy it outright? Usually consignment. No? And then you just kept contacting so many different brands.
Actually wala. Sila na yung nanuol.
Ni mo.
It's just maybe how I position the store, and then it attracts the brand na ako ang ganahan na musud sa tindahan. Kaya, weird man ang nitabo kay after nakuha sila Modern Lark, Trap Out, gikuha naman sila, after few months, gikuha sila sa purveyor.
Mo ba?
O murag, I don't know how, say tawag na, but,
maybe na connection somehow, no? Yeah, because, ako, kanang looking here in Cebu, katong when we decided to start selling clothing, wala gyud stores. And then, wala gyud stores nga, I mean, daghan stores, like in terms of the mall, ba? But no stores nga, kanang selling, independent brands. And then, lisod gyud kayo ba yan, nagsige ko, think before nga, kinsa man ato dool anyway niya. Then so in the end you have to go to the stores that are selling also these international brands. But so kato when you and France open stores, nindot na kayo to because there's like an avenue na for more for you really than France, because France his main focus is really his own
which is Dead Ways.
Yeah, his own brand, which is Dead Ways. Yeah, murag, I don't know, from the outside looking in, it seems to me like murag, you're really focused on the store and then curating a really good set of brands and then showing off that lifestyle.
Then I want to mention before I even got into the things that I'm doing now is like I was a spectator, but I was looking at what's going on with individuals and then with creatives, and like eventually I saw how your brand evolves. Like na-inspire ko, like they never stop as like before ni Byte magazine. If you remember si Byte Mag.
I love Byte magazine.
Di ba naman unsa kaya ayaw karong weekend, no? But katong na murag sad biya to na murag wala na. So when 032 na website open up, it was my website, like part of my tool was sa office. Nakabaw ko unsa kaya yung weekend. That's how it works with me. So murag hindi ko musulti na murag nakoy idea how to be a customer, how a customer think. Murag.
No, that's very important, I think, That's really important because a lot of times, so for example, this podcast, for me, the reason why ganahan ko muhimo sa podcast unya I've made certain choices about the podcast, no? Is because I really listen to podcasts. I'm consumer ko gihapon ba of the same thing that I'm trying to do. Unya, and then I noticed good. Daghan ko ba I must have subscribed to like 30 podcasts or something. Mo na akong main form of media consumption. And then so when I decided to do this, it was easier in that sense because I knew what the possible listener would be looking for. No? So that's something that you had in mind already when you created the store.
Like, yeah, I if tao pa siya, like I know how it interacts with our customer. Again, one thing is we don't alienate good newcomers, like trying to discover this territory, or they're still trying to find themselves, but kung asa good, somehow the way how you wear is the way your individuality magina. So I get to, I always instruct the store, akong sultian ng store manager na, this is how we should treat our customer.
So, what do you tell your store manager?
Like, always, ask niya mo, kamusta ba yan? Asa gikan, like, the usual, kunbo.
More migo-migo, kind of like a barber, no? Like,
something,
I noticed there are barbers, like, they have,
bro, daghang magkwentong barbero, but when I talk to my customer, like, legit gina na, like, dili pasakay, hindi siya ingon na, but it's like my tinoda nature.
Like a genuine need for connection, working ana. So even the store manager, you told them dapat there shouldn't be customers. In fact, I think you call them neighbors.
Neighbors.
Oh yeah, that's right. Basically, these are friends. You want them to come back. I guess they're very willing to just hang out in your store, even if they don't buy anything. No?
I want the store. No, nana lang siya. Diha. Like, when we had the opening day, okay, wala lang. Like, wala anything happening, going on. Just open lang. Yeah, Kuya Pid kayo, Brother Carlo kayo. When I had it open, of course, local customers, but since I walk around yun, I get to see also kanang mga young na mga expats or mga tourists. So what I do, I approach them. Like, I ask them na, hey, I know this is weird, but I own a retail store that sells this and that. Once madaan ako sila, like, malipay gud sila. Pero piliyon na sa ako ang mga foreigner na akong dolo, like, if
not the shady 70-year-old
feeling lang
guy.
na ako na makasabot. Okay. Surprisingly, usual, common reaction nila, ituyod sila na ang local brand sa tuwa is Island Souvenir.
Yeah,
and then, surprisingly, when I met this Japanese guy na usaday siya sa content sa Cebupat, then ang Cebupat is like the Bible siya sa every Japanese daw dili.
It's like a local magazine for the Japanese tourists or travelers.
And then my tour doesn't end lang sa store. I walk them to Pacific. I walk them to Strap. It's like the hippie tour of Cebu.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about Strap. That one honestly, for me, jealous kay ko ninyo nga naamoy mga stores. Like, gina akong ganahan. Yeah, we'll see eventually. No, but one of my goals is to one day have like a store. Well, we have an office now, but I want to move the office to something with a storefront. Because the store, there's a whole other. The nice thing with an office, if imong tao like she has I have an assistant, she has something to do, locks the door, leaves. With a store, there has to be somebody there, good, all the time, diba? So it cannot be nga ibilin lang ba? So, then of course, of course, that's not the only thing with the stores at Gyud, no? And then, pero I also noticed katong lingaw to ba what you guys did with, not to murag blog post, katong Don't Blame the Kids, katong collab ninyo, di ba you launched it there also, barbecue.
Ang story pigudan na is, no? Nico Butong,
who's Nico Botong? Owner of Don't Blame the Kids?
Illustrator.
Okay.
Duha na sila ka-illustrator na somehow na I owe them how I've saved up my money from my merch. When I started, Ralph Espiritu, or illustrator na siya from Manila, just suddenly DM me and ask me if I want a logo for my brand, Barber Willow. So, he made me that skull and hand logo na fast food. So, when I released my first merch, I thought na gamay lang mamalit. But when I sold like 30, akong plano is to really save it para matuyok na ako sa sunod na merch. Then, after na ako na-release ang duha ka logo, wala na ako laing design. So, here comes Nico Butong, offered me he can do designs for me for commission. And then, until natuyok. So, sa sekreto is you should also how to handle your brand. Somehow, mong ma-confuse ta. If brand, mas magtuwa ka, imuhang kwarta ba, then igasto mo sa personal.
No.
I mean, that's how it helped me. But, natuyok yun ako siya until nagamit lang ko siya to get my place, the retail store. It's really like, it's not something from a savings of mine. It's like personal money.
So the good neighborhood that came from your personal brand,
which is
from the what was it called?
The Barber Willow, then the original Sharp. So
original Sharp there, yeah. Okay. That's how you got like the first seed money for it, I guess.
Then si Nico has been doing designs with DBTK, di ay? Secretly siguro. After I opened the retail, sila DBTK somehow mentioned that they wanna go out in Manila. They're looking for an individual to do a collaboration.
So you didn't know them before that?
Yes.
So sila pa
I heard of them panahon pa sa Nick Automatic. But I know na grabe sila na brand, like they're like OGs, like sa local brands. So I was surprised na one of the founders said ka-vibe daw nila ang store and they want a collab. So we flew to Manila right away to do the meeting. So it was really planned out. like October this month. Then like 6 months ang planning siguro for the release. Kay busy man sa sila na brand. So was surprised sa ilang office, like legit good na wow, okay, seryoso good sila sa ilang.
Yeah, Mark, they're like, I think they sell in like brat pack, di ba?
Like for example, karon they have na their plans for next year. Like na sila grabe no.
Oh, mo gid na. No, I think that's one of the
foundation.
Well, because also one of the things in Manila is that they're just a bigger place. So in many ways they're kanang ahead in that sense, no? So like they've gone through their own, I'm sure, their own like kanang clothing, streetwear boom, and then like all these kids who didn't really know what to do, but were selling a ton of t-shirts, and then kanang all of a sudden they get to partner with bigger establishments, and then they figure out, oh, this is how you do it, mandi ay, no? And then so dako kay tabang to see people who've been there before us, no? In that sense.
They have their stories at why they, instead of collaborating with the same region, they want to go out from that idea because they have their own reasons. Because, again, naasad siya itapok sa Makati, then wala kaysad sila kung ano dito, so let's do our brand here in Quezon City. So,
is that what they did?
Yeah, that's how they told us because they're trying to find the identity of the brand. Instead of kanang pugso nilang ilang kaugalingon to belong to a certain group. Ano pugso man nato? Pagkita na lang and plan it out.
Yeah. So they moved somewhere. So yeah, but in Manila, I always forget. I always forget that Manila's so big. Kanang dako gid kaayo. Kung kita naghunahuna na nga layo ang Cebu ug Mandaue, sila kay grabe.
May madlo kumadto kay dapat kadlawon gyud to avoid traffic.
Oh my God, lahir ka. More gid ang problema. Kanang if you live there ba, it's so different gid kayo. Like ikaw, like ikan ka sa Escarrio, niya, niari ka sa Mandaue, niya. Kind of layo na biya na ish. Pero ngadto ba, di gid ka kabuhat og, I mean, if mo buhat ka na, kay that's your whole day. Di ba? Lahir gid.
Gubot king daan, di ka kasabot, no, madlo. Wala ko taga, gubot ko da.
Gubot sa ngari ba? Grabe sa, gubot gihapon ngari.
So, mato, when the, naitabo ang collaboration, it was really collaboration because, again, ang meeting is like sharing of idea. They're not imposing what they want. For example, sa breakdown sa sizes, they always ask us na, ano yung mga, malalakas niyo na sizes. They're not that group na dapat ganito, dapat unana. Because mo na sakto, they always ask us ba na this is what we want.
Sige, yeah, like that one, like that collaboration. How did that work? Do they also sell it in their stores?
Yeah. They sell and somehow they didn't let us really spend that much hard work for the production. Most of our work sa collaboration is the lookbook and the events at the event.
The event which was here in Cebu. Nindo to ba? I saw like pictures gana like barbecue.
Burger.
I think that's a nice thing with your area ba. Kay not too many cars really pass there, so you could really do like a street party type style niya. I suspect ka na mga alas 3, alas 4, bugnaw na kayo nga to, kanang shaded na kayo, pwede na ka mo standby sa gawas. Dili siya igugit sa sun ba? Kana. Yeah, ba, honestly, suya kayo ko.
Pero again, grabe si 032 like, kamo man siguro ang unang brand na nagamit og number. Like, di ba, like, karon na naman si Globe na yung, like, you know what he's doing, yun. Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, what is Globe? What is
092? 090?
I don't know.
Like, they have their clothing brand inside.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't. I mean,
but nag-unagin mo, like, again, I admire your brands.
Oh yeah, well yeah. When we put up the name by Murag, we just had a whole bunch of different names that we wanted, but at first we thought it would be purely Cebu Manggod. So somehow 032 came out of that, no? But what's your kanang like vision for the good neighborhood?
Now, for the good neighborhood, it's like a home good for, aside sa shirt, we want it also a home for records. Like if banda ka karon, then you have your own recording magazine or vinyl. Pwede ka kabutang diha. And then I'm not that type of shop na kanang stricto ba. Because I had that experience that di na akong mention, but he has a lot of requirements for me. This is how many designs you should put in our shop. Which me as kanang bago na brand, I can't commit for that need. So that's why I back out ato. So I feel, unsay ma-feel sa usa ka newcomer ba. So I don't want to make it hard to anyone who is starting a brand. I always want to inspire young kids to make their own brands too. Because sila man say mo puli eventually.
Bitaw.
Again, mas mohatag og opportunity, di ko stricto sa mga bago.
Are there any kanang bands or being sold, music being sold there now?
Karon si Tiger Pussy pa sa pagkakaroon. But if na may customer na banda-banda, say mong tanam man mi ba sa manday mong kuan. Okay. Pwede ba ka mag-release og merch dire ana? Because I know how merch help you as a band. Okay, na-inspired sa ko sa kabanda sa Japan na mas daghan pag ni paki sa ilang merch kaysa silang music do.
Oh yeah.
Maragana ba ang sense?
And then also, it's a way for the bands to make money. Kay, lisod good right now. Like if Spotify or mo gi rely on, dugay kay na siya. Yeah, but per listen, it must be cents. Cents man tinali per listen. Although, nindot kay at least naanay some way to get kanang revenue from it. No? Pero kaysa dili ka sure.
Then nasa mi way if usa ka brand na it's not in our like SOP sa store, but if you're like a person who's interesting to release a merch sa inyong banda, or if you want to release your first collection as a brand, magnami way of getting it happen.
Like they can launch it there in the store.
Aside from if they don't have like the main going good na support for it to get released, like lang walay budget, but nami way to get it
like
done.
in terms of printing, so they can make like a deal with you guys. So at least friendly.
Not in our advantage, but advantage good siya. Okay, it's a one-time deal.
Win-win.
It's a one-time deal, and we teach you, not really teach you, but we share you how to roll. Kasagaran mong good, like, I feel like mura siya duwa-duwa ba at first, but I wanna share how you roll the business side of it. How you roll it to your next collection.
Is that something you're willing to share on the podcast, or? Up to you. Okay, good day. If you don't want.
No. Pwede raman,
what do you do? Like, so like, you tell them.
Tell them, this is how much it costs. Or we won't ask you for the payment right now, but we'll make the production.
Yung minimum usually mga 30 pieces, ana.
And then, this is how you save the money, and then we just get how much we spent for the
printing.
For the printing, and then, whichever is katong profit ni mo imuhan na tanan. And that's how you use that for your next.
Yeah, so you tell them you tell them to put like 100% of the margin to the next collection. So gitudlo gid mo kaysa they see the money, oh my, gawas ta kaon or manginom ta or whatever, and then they want to make a new collection, and then wala na mag-save na sad sila ana.
Di man inguna like tungod kay nami. Yung sabi mo good, if nana ako ang delivery ba si mga siya siguro daghan ko sa kwarta siguro Willow na, but dili like naagid ko pamaagi unsaon ba if you're willing to do a thing.
If you see how serious they are.
Usasad na then like in my experience wala mong koy like I only have enough. And then I enjoyed what I'm doing. Then again, work smart. Was able to save money. Alam mo, wala na ba? Like, this would show explain, but
No, I understand what you're saying. Like kami with 032, when we first started, we didn't know anything sad. No? As in, wag yun. We don't know. Like, we saw lang, this is how I knew nga na shirt industry or na clothing industry ang Cebu. We had a writer, not even a writer, like this guy sent us an email. He's like, ganahan ko mo write for 032. He's like, sige, yun sa man mong topic. Sino mong ganahan i-write about? Si Nick Automatic. Ako, I never heard of Nick Automatic. Kinsa man na siya? Ako gi-google. Okay. He has a shirt store, clothing, sige, go ahead. Right? So, more ako gawa. Wala ako. He gave us the article. Kinindot, interview nga style. Edited it a little bit, posted it online. When we posted it online, among traffic ni Spike. So, syempre, it took my attention. I'm like, hala, kinsa man digid ni siya. then I started realizing, okay, there really is a culture here for that in Cebu. It was really something ba. And then, then nakathink me, because at that time also, we were wondering, we have this website, people are coming in. Yeah, we're always thinking, how do we make this worth our while? Kay hago biya. Diba?
Dili lalim eh.
Yeah.
That's why, even if like you post something in your Instagram, I think it's not just posting a photo. Like, personally me, when I post something in my social media accounts, it's not just a caption or a photo. Like, you thought of it, but how the viewer will see it. Like, wala na ba, conscious ko how they will react to it.
Yeah, because it's the modern way of sharing your story. No? And then it's something that you can control.
Mabito na yung mga social media content manager. It's not an ilalim.
Oh yeah, that's basically our main job here. No? But like, yeah, so nag-wonder me. So we decided, we talked to Doyle C. ug si Makoy Rosales. And we asked them about the whole scene. Yeah, they were very helpful to us, like, grabe ka helpful. Kanang what we should look out for. They answered all of our questions. So we looked for a printer. The first printer we found kay Wagitoy Claro. But eventually we were able to make kanang shirts. And yeah, more gito. Like, we roll. And then, you're really right, yun nga. It has to be about being smart about it. Like, kami, we didn't have any money when we started 032. We didn't put much in ba? No? Hardly anything. Enough lang to put up a website. And then, and then we just, amoragi roll. And then finally, figured out ways to make it sustainable. No? And even though it is sustainable, I still feel like it's still early. Even for you, it's still early. How long has the Good Neighborhood been around? 1 year na?
11 months.
11 months. Hapit na. Do you have a 1 year?
November.
Any plans for that? Wala pa.
Wala. Nothing's gonna happen. Like, wala, anniversary lang.
Kanang announce it lang. No big launch or anything. Ano ba na? Is it like part of your style?
I like mo lang iyahang branding.
Kanang just, basta it's something...
Like, you don't... I mean, like, personal na niya. Like, kung anniversary, kailangan din. Again, it's tradition. Like, you celebrate kay 1 year na ba? Or mag-grand opening, kaya dapat na. But lahi siya na, like, more on practicality. Like,
you're not gonna throw a big party. Yeah, I'm also not very good at kanang celebrating. Like, I don't know when ang first day sa 032. I don't know. So akong asawa, sige siya reklamo nga. I don't know any of the dates. Not one time nang utana.
Ang month na lang timanan sa.
Yeah, di ba? Not one time. nanguta na siya, kano sa gani, kanang murag, kanang asa joke ba? Oh, kano sa mata na minyo? Yung nag-drive siya. Nagsige ko, huna, kalimot mo ko. Wala, ako nag-search na ko sa Facebook, kano sa ganito? Ibong lang siya nga, nihilom ko kalit.
Tanatan-tanaw ba eh?
Yeah, karon kibawan ako nga nada sa akong ring. Sumutan na ako nga. But no, I'm not good sa that. But that's like for like personal shit. But like, even with 032, I'm not good at remembering those things, remembering or celebrating those things. And then, but I don't know, I feel like I should get better at it. Just to acknowledge it ba? No?
Maybe 10 years? Like, maybe ka na. Like, it's a milestone, yun.
Yeah, I feel like, murag, di ba? Like, if it's a year, 2 years, like, unsure pa kayo.
Like, again, no? Personal, like, that na ako na choice. Na si The Good Neighborhood.
So, considering that you have so many things that you're bouncing around now, ba? So, you have The Good Neighborhood, you have your TUF barber shop, and then, you know, you're busy with all of those things. And then, you know, you're a new dad. No, I don't know if ma-feel pa na nimo. Okay, it's a few days pa. No, pero like, how are you, like, even before na lang you became a dad, like, how are you bouncing all of these, responsibilities? What was your, like, normal day? Were you jumping from from the good neighborhood to TUF and ana?
When I went full time with TUF, it was all busy ito na year because every month na bago. So I know yun my tempo pa familiar ko. And when it reached 4 branches, wag na steady ko sa usa ka branch. Okay ra, dito ra sad ko permit. And after that, I still work with Original Sharpman, like my own brand.
Oh yeah, they even mentioned Original Sharp. Oh,
so that's why I sometimes in my free time I think of what's next for that brand. So I work for it, and then that's the usual routine. And then when The Good Neighborhood running so good na siya, again, but di man siguro siya swerte, but naiplano tanan ba? Again, weird siya, but naiplano tanan ba kay pagsugod na ko ni Good Neighborhood, and then the timing sa na busy si TUF, mura ko na kaya pa kanin ako because I invested money sa tindahan and time and thought, okay, ang branding pa lang daan kay di siya sayo na process. Eventually, na ako na-meet, I think di rin na podcast na ako mention, but eventually, I met June, which is also the store manager.
June, he's your store manager now.
And also the co-founder of The Good Neighborhood.
What's his full name? June?
Bastida.
Okay.
And I actually sold the brand to him. So, less workload, but I still get to decide creatively sa store. So somehow, it's another thing going on with me na, okay, nindot mo din to come up an idea and just sold the idea to anyone or sell the idea to anyone.
So you got him to help you out with a Good Neighborhood.
Yes.
So Murag, before it got too heavy, you're able to get help good with it, no? But you still go there.
Yeah, I still go there because I still have my own shares for monthly. Then, we go with, like earlier, meeting me what to do next year, and then we have 2 big brands coming in next year. So,
you can't announce it yet,
no.
Or
because dili pa sure ako sa so.
Exciting. No? So TUF, by which branch are you in usually there?
Now I'm stationed sa Talamban branch across
San Carlos. Okay.
Diyan ako makitaan.
Pero balin-balin day ka.
Usually, if na problema sa other branch, like not related to barbering but more on management, meeting, with the group.
Yeah, because it's a whole different thing now. Once you're in a company like that, no, you have different branches. All these branches you need to worry about.
It's not an easy job to manage people.
That's another one, but yeah, that's right. Because that's right. Because it's a service industry, Madayna, no? Do you have any what are your thoughts about that? About managing people? How do you?
Luckily, sa akong experience sa BPO or sa corporate world, ma-apply ko daw siya how to identify each behavior, how I talk to them. Gamit gid kayo sa trabaho ang Excel, as in gamit kayo.
Ang Excel. Excel.
Gamit kayo. Dili na subjective tanan ba? Lagi goal-centric yun siya every time I do my reports.
What's
I never thought na ma-apply na siya sa barbershop.
How are they gauged, di ay? What are their goals, man, di ay? Is it just attendance?
No, more on, kung sila kadugay mo tupi, average customer they handle, then how many pila among ma-servicean na customer every day, average, wala na.
No? So you guys measure that, di ay?
I'm not sure if other barbershops are doing that, but we value reports yun diha sa TUF.
Oh ba? So is it because I'm sure there's such a thing as too long and there's also such a thing as too short. Diba? So there's a little sweet spot for you guys. What, 30?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. I was gonna say 30 to an hour. I was pretty close. Mga ana, so 45 minutes.
Okay around 30 na sad. Hindi lang maabot og 2 hours. Sa una, na may barber ko maabot og 2 ka oras.
Ba?
So again, it's just how you talk to them. Kay, again, lahi biya gid ang upbringing na to. So, I make sure na di sila maigo ang ego. So,
it's just really finding ways to talk to people, no? I find that when I talk to somebody and then I try not to, especially in a work situation, and then they do something that you don't agree with, and then I always find that I try not to say the first thing that comes to my head. No? It's not always the right thing. No?
But it's usually the, kung unsa jud ka ba. But somehow sa trabaho, especially when you're handling people, you approach it in a way na standard. Like, we have coaching, like I do coaching. If may mga complaints, may mahitabo. Samot na complaints, like mabuang yun ang grupo na. Like, we value every complaints yun sa shop.
So you do one-on-ones kanang na?
Oh, one-on-ones.
For everybody? Dilisad? Or depends?
It depends. If person lang na kailangan storyaan siya. Bisag ilang mga personal na problema kay imuha na sa...
No? That sounds so tiring. Well, the reason why I'm asking that is I feel like it takes a whole different skill once you have plenty of
employees,
co-workers, no, or employees. Okay, you don't know mo good what's going on in their lives, and then of course you also can't expect that whatever it is they're doing in terms of work is the focus of their life. Diba? So
manual labor pa gid na. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. Oh.
So what if nasa problema sa balay, then it affects the whole day gid nila.
Yeah, and then I just realized listening to you talk, it really is like a people skill. It's not you set up a system, like you have metrics, kato what you're talking about, but at the same time, there's that, but there's a lot of
factors yun.
Yeah, just really talking to the person, no?
You'll see how they react to it. So again, that's the business side sa TUF, which is I think normal siya for a growing company is where you don't really have a official metric for a barber or for a branch head. So I'm just setting it as basta barber na issue is ako jud. I'm taking responsibility gid ana. So okay, especially karon like I can say good like we have the kind of quality good the barber. So as we grow, nagkagamay ang mga quality na barber na mga apply sa MOA ba. So we try our best to really pinpoint who's for TUF and who's not.
Yeah, because that's a challenge for any growing business. Because if you have one branch, I'm not going to say easy, but it's easier to keep the quality high. If it's 2 branches, it becomes
okay lang.
Maybe twice as hard. Maybe 3 branches, 3 times as hard. 4 branches, 4 times as hard. So that's why, like, that's why, like, brands like Jollibee, in all honesty, kanang amazing what they've been able to do. I think they almost have 1,000 branches in the Philippines.
I think you just need to hire a good manager lang yun. Like,
per branch.
I think invest lang yun to a person who has the skill to manage people. Because, again, TUF is still a growing company, but we continue to innovate for what we have. So.
No? And then ganina said ba, you mentioned ba, and then I get that vibe from you, like positivity is a really important way of thinking for you. How do you do that? How do you stay positive? Where some people really struggle.
I think some of my friends tell me na mag-innate daw sa nature na murag sige lang katawa but dako sa gitabang ang like the people I look up to ba, like for example si Toby Morse sa H2O, like sa banda, how positivity kanang dako sa gig impact sa iya ba. Again, we still get kanang sad, but we always try to appreciate the little things in life ba. Like for example, when I jog and then I can feel kanang sunrise, grabe akong somehow ma-emotional ko. Like, grabihan ako ka-bless, no? And I still have to get up in the morning. Like, small things, water. Mainom na ko. I mean, namin much naglisod pa na ko. Nani na nung ko ka reklamador. Sometimes, when I see documentary sa GMA News, I have no right yet to complain. Na siya gani na walay kamot na buhat nga niya. How much more ako? Ano ba? So,
you're saying like, when you said documentary sa GMA News, I was thinking, dili ba na siya mga depressing kayo?
Depende sa mga so, depende. Di man kayo. Sakto lang. So, it opens your eye to
in my head, usually mag like those documentaries on TV or like GMA. I would assume GMA News. I'm not sure, but like it's like kanang about a poor kanang like
usually na yung mga kuan gid kanang mga body
kanang heavy kayo ba. But you're talking about like their feel good documentaries, like their kanang kanisha walay kamot per mo niyang gibuhat.
Even if our local vendors diha sa Mylanders kanang init bigid kay na diha, like for example aron na time na bata nag-uniform pa nanindaw mangustin, like kuna na mo grabihan ni grabihan mauwaw if makana ko na lazy ko adlaw mauwaw ko magtinapulan ba kay siya mong gani
bitaw. Is that also one way that you're able to like keep grinding, keep pushing through?
I think na differentiate nako ang grinding o hustle. Ang grinding para nako is like you move around regardless kung unsay mo makuha. Basta you're moving around, getting to know, letting the people know that you're there. But when you say I'm hustling, is you get something out of the things that you're doing. Lahi na gid siya, is hustle na gid.
It's kanang like sense. No, I don't understand. So what do you mean? So like when you're grinding, like you're just like
bahala na wala ko even if ako pa yung gasto para makabuhat lang ko ani. It's like okay, that's grinding.
Yeah, hustle kay more ginegosyo kanang na return. Sige.
sorry like that.
No. Nalingaw ko ba? Okay, it's the whole reason why I like to have this podcast ba is to syempre connect with people, but also you get a sense of how other people think. Like kita, like I met you today, no, and then lingaw siya kay you get a perspective of how, because you don't really see Mongod. I don't get to see this side of people just on social media. You don't really get to talk to them ba. And that's what I feel like I'm happy to be able to do with this podcast. You know, honestly, nag-contact naman ko sa mga tao nga who I feel like are interesting. Kanya, ako raman sila istorya-istoryaan.
But again, para na ako, nagsakto mo sa gini mong gibuhat, Carlo, again, takabaon sa sunod ani, but again, sakto man imong game.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, bye. We're at an hour something na. Do you wanna, anything else you wanna add?
I think wala na siguro. Wala na siguro.
Where can people find you?
Now, again, as mentioned earlier, I'm stationed at TUF Talamban, but for the meantime, I'm on leave, but if you want to set an appointment or get a haircut with me, nara ko yung Instagram. There, I'm a lot easier to contact. Just DM me. Don't worry, I'm nice. So,
what's your Instagram handle?
Willow Hoods.
I'll put it in the show notes.
And then, yes, The Good Neighborhood.
All right.
And then I have something going on, but it's not sure yet, but you'll know soon.
For The Good Neighborhood.
You know, another project.
Another project. Oh, okay. So let me know, bay, if it comes out before this episode para ma-mention na lang nako.
Bita.
Okay, thanks, ha?
Yeah, no problem.
I hope you enjoyed that episode, that conversation with Willow Hoods. What really stood out to me was he was willing to do what it took to fulfill that dream of his. Like, you know, if it meant just cutting hair in Colon, or if it meant doing the TESDA course and shelling out a significant amount of money, he did that. And not many people are willing to do that. That's something to think about. What have you been pushing back? What have you been deciding not to do because it seems too hard? Again, thanks to our sponsors, Degree 9 Coffee. Head on over to Degree 9 Coffee in the Gagfa Tower, F. Cabao Street, Mabolo, Cebu City if you want a good cup of coffee, or if you want a frap. Again, thanks to our sponsors. If you want to sponsor the show, you'll find a way to get in touch, I'm sure. If you want to support the show, the best way to support the show is to go to patreon.com/032. There's fun rewards there. There's Patreon-only content. Roughly once a month, there's Patreon-only content. Depending on the rewards or on how much you want to support, we'll even give you an exclusive 032 shirt and cap. The other way to support the show is share it to your friends or rate it on iTunes. All of this helps and allows us to continue making more shows. The music from this podcast is Piano March by Audionautics. I'll see you guys next Tuesday for another episode of 032 Conversations. Yes. It was like a weird no country accent. Okay. Bye.